If you have an existing ad account and you've been running ads for a while, you most likely already have some winners. But if not, no worries. You probably already gathered enough data for you to start iterating. And I've been asked in one of my calls coaching one of the largest communities on earth of agency owners, what is my creative feedback loop process? How do I iterate? And how do I make sure that once I've got a couple creatives that started getting some results and some data, where do I go from there? I want to walk you through an ad account today that we handle at paidadvertising.com and show you how I would live with you optimize these creatives and how can I spark ideas and what is my exact iterative process essentially from the ads manager all the way to Google Sheets and beyond. With that being said, my name is Justin and I'm the founder at paidadvertising.com, where we elevate thriving businesses by simplifying online marketing. So let's get straight into it. I have an ad account opened up in front of me and I want to start optimizing this ad account with you guys. So I'll show you the metrics in the columns that I set up for an e-commerce brand. It's going to be quite similar if you're running any other business. Just keep in mind you want to run the metrics from top of funnel metrics all the way to the most bottom of funnel metrics. So in that case, pretty much every single industry, I'll put reach first, then I'll put a link clicks, I'll put unique actually right there. I'll put CTR and CPM just so I can see if they're healthy on this ad account. Then we end up on the website itself. So landing page, add to cart is my next one. Checkouts initiated, then I would go to purchase right here, then I add value, ROAS, and then finally my ad spend. Then I unchecked every single of these columns right here, like such, and then I'll be able to save my preset in just a second. Perfect. So I'm gonna save that where I usually just put the initials of the agency, so PA. There you go, awesome. So if I look at this month to date, we're at about 3.07 for this client account. I believe they joined, or at least the first day that we ran ads was like the 18th, so we're almost at a month of ads so far, which is roughly 2.6 so far. So at that point, as you can see, we got quite a lot of data, so we can already start making a decision with the following campaigns, which is what we're gonna try and do right here. So one of the things that we did when we initially launched these campaigns on that account, there is a version 1, version 2 of a landing page. You can see, I mean, click-through rate was quite similar. In fact, slightly higher on the version B, and ROAS was also higher, which is why we turned off product page A, and then we kept that. Then there was like a new product launch, which you can see there's like another campaign at the top. So I'm just gonna analyze this one for now because it has enough data. It has 76 purchases, and then let's go into the ad set level. So as you can see, this is me following my DCT method. What I'm going to do is start filtering by spend for now, so highest to lowest, and then compare spend to ROAS ratio. So clearly this is a winner. DCT04 is by far a winner at this point. So what I would want to do from there is actually try and figure out which is the winning combination. So in that case, what I would do first before even trying to iterate is extract this DCT04 into a main ad set. So basically what I would do is I would create a new ad set in this campaign, which basically I can actually do with you guys right now. So let's do it together. Actually, I would come right here. I would go into the campaign. Then what I would want to do is make a new ad set, which in this case, I'm just gonna call main for the sake of it. Then there's a new ad. I'm just gonna back out, go to my DCT number 4, go to the ad level in itself. Then I've got my DCT number 4 right here, which was my best ad. So I'm gonna go to breakdown because this is a dynamic creative element. I'm gonna go breaking down by dynamic creative element, and then I'm gonna go right here. So I'm gonna click on an image, trying it to see which one is the best. So in this case, clearly this last one is the best. So if I just click on it real quick. So all right, now I know that this is the visual headline that worked the best. It's ready to roll in 2 seconds for that product. So perfect, that's that. And then if I'm just gonna break it down also at this point, I'm gonna remove the breakdown, go again by dynamic creative element, and then I'm just gonna make sure I have the right text and headline. So if I got the right text, so it's the one that starts with the emojis, and then if I break it down now by headline, which one am I gonna see? So meet the ultimate baby stroller. So if I go right here and I hit preview, and then from preview I go to share, and I go to essentially see Facebook post with comments. So I'm gonna do that right now, and then perfect, this is exactly it. So usually what ends up happening is when you do that, most of the time, 99% of the time, you should see the ad in question that is like the best winning combination right here is the first ad. So this is the right copy, as you can see. I got the right headline, and this is the exact asset that I wanted to use. So this is perfect. So what I would want to do from there is click on the date. And if you actually had access, which I don't right now, to the page itself, you would actually be able to copy the link at the top, which essentially is the post ID. But in that case, I don't. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go back to my ad set right there, go to my main ad set that I just made, go to ads, and then instead of create ad, I'm just going to use existing posts. All right, so now that I managed to get my page up and running, so I'm just going to use ad setup, use existing post, select the post from there. And if I can find the same post, then that's good. If not, I'll just manually go for it. Luckily, we don't have that many posts actually already for that client, so I can just manually start scrolling down and find the posts itself. So what I did is I just went to Facebook, copied the last part of the URL, put it back right there, found my post. I'm just gonna click on it, go continue, and then I have the exact same post that was my winning ad right there. I would extract that to essentially this this new main ad set, and then start running that to the same page essentially that I had my ads previously. So that's that for this specific ad right now. Now, how do I iterate? Which essentially now I've just extracted a DCT from my regular ad sets. So I've extracted DCT from the way that I would have usually tested ads. So moved it out of there, put it into its main ad set. How do I iterate? Well, now I'm on my research center, which is the sheet I use internally to track kind of every single concept I'm testing out for a specific client. So in that case, the concept name was ready to roll in 2 seconds. What I'm going to start looking at is what are the different components that made up that specific dynamic creative test. So, all right, my market desire was the following. I was worried I'd look clumsy, struggling with a hard to maneuver stroller, and basically I was stressed about fitting a stroller into our already cramped space / car. All right, so that's kind of what I'm trying to target in this DCT that I had. It's a solution aware ad, and it's sophistication stage number 3, which is kind of on the feature, innovation, the mechanism, etc. So what I could do right there is a myriad of different things, but one of the first things that I would start doing is keep my same awareness level in market sophistication and also the same desire, but just iterate on that. So what I would want to do is I would want to find other ad concepts that I can use with the same exact combination. So same desire, same awareness level, same market sophistication, just a different ad angle overall. So in that case, if I go back to my ad specifically, I can see that this was a video. So I literally just showed a feature and demonstration of how easy it is to fold the stroller, and I said like ready to roll in 2 seconds. Perfect. So funnily enough, when I'm looking at it right here, what I'm doing is it says ready to roll in 2 seconds. But in fact here, we're folding it back into the car. But ready to roll would mean we're actually unfolding it, right? But this worked great. So what I could do simply the reverse is I could do the complete opposite, which I could literally use the same video in reverse where we show somebody putting it out of the car and then unfolding it and how easy it is to do so. And it's the same headline, same everything, ready to roll in 2 seconds. That could be one iteration I make of this same ad. Another one could be just the same concept headline, the same desire, the same awareness level, but as an example, a static. So I could just try a different ad type because now I've done a video. How about I try the same exact concept with a different ad type? I could also try and do a carousel with the same exact concept. So in kind of an order of things that I would want to try to iterate on, one, there could be ad type, because I'm specifically talking about a new ad account here, which in that case, like we barely have any data. There's one winning ad. So what else am I to test? Like, I don't even know if statics are working on this account as an example, which is why I'm proposing that. This is all context based, right? So it's very hard for me to give you an exact step-by-step on how to do that. But if I was in your account, I would use whatever data I already have to dictate how I go about iterating. So in this case, I've never tested any static at all or barely on that account. And we have about like a handful or 2 handfuls max of DCTs tested. So what I would do in this case is simply just change ad type first. So that'd be one thing. Then number 2, if that does or doesn't work, then what I would want to try is different variations in the same combination. So I could keep the same desire, but I could change the awareness level as an example. So I could go from solution aware to product aware. So I could go deeper into the funnel, or I could go from solution aware to problem aware as an example. So I could change that in there. So I could move up or down the awareness level spectrum. Sophistication stage, I would usually keep it to the same. I rarely ever use that as a variable, but again, I could keep the same desire, change the awareness level from there. Because usually what made it work is more specifically the desire. That's like the biggest thing you'd want to highlight in an ad that worked. is what was the core desire or pain point you highlighted in that ad. That's usually the main reason why people converted so much with this ad. So that's why I'm not really looking to change that. And as an example, keep the same solution awareness level and like just try other desires. That's pretty much already what we're doing here. This again, we're pretty certain most of their audience are within solution aware, but at scale, we'll want to do more ads of different awareness levels, tap into a bit of a broader audience and cover the entire spectrum. You know, a lot of people used to be doing like cold and retargeting ad campaigns, and if you've seen from my channel, I'm not really doing any of that. Like it's one campaign, one prospecting campaign, and both cold and retargeting are mixed in together essentially within that. How do I target, or how do I make sure I cover my entire funnel? Well, it's by making sure I have ads of different awareness levels, which then will appeal to people at different essentially stages within my own funnel. Okay, so here let's recap ad types in that case, because I've never tested any other ad types pretty much in videos on this account, and the first thing that worked is a video. So how about I try other things with the same exact combination? Second thing, I would probably still then do videos, but the only thing I would try and change is awareness level. Go broader, go narrower by going up or down the awareness level chart. That's pretty much what I would try in terms of iterations. At this stage, this is one winning ad. Obviously, your goal is to find as many winning ads as possible. So by trying to find more winning ads, I would have to go a little bit more far right. I can't find, or I could find, in fact, more winning ads of the same desire and whatnot. But then you're kind of putting a constraint in your funnel because you have only one desire that's converting. You want to make sure you have at least a handful or so of desires that you can continuously tap into and then rework. Now, the more data you have, the narrower your iterative process is going to be. So in that case, let's just say I tested a bunch more different ads, and I already know for a fact videos are outperforming any statics that I have. I would probably not waste time testing statics. I would just do more videos with that same exact combination. So I could, let's say now I did one of these videos, I could do UGC, so a different style of videos. Or let's say I've already done UGC, well, I could do UGC with more creators. Or let's just say that doesn't work and I've used a specific creator in my first winning ad, then my creator becomes a variable. I could just do different desires, awareness level, and sophistication combinations with the same creator. So iterative process is about isolating the different variables that made an ad work, which usually are desire, awareness level, sophistication. I could also add ad type, as well as in assuming like we've never changed landing page, which I'm not going to add here as a variable. So ad type and the creator, if ever you have a creator in your ad. So within that, you don't want to keep the same combination initially, but just like make different visual hooks or whatnot, and like keep the same desire and whatnot. And then slowly but surely, you only change one of these variables. So same desire, same awareness level, same market sophistication, same ad type, different creator. Or same desire, same awareness level, same sophistication, different ad type. That's about that, right? So you just keep going through those 5 or so variables that you have and change only one of them at a time, whereas you keep everything else the same. And ultimately speaking, the only thing that you probably don't really want to change when iterating is your desire, because at this point, if you start changing the desire, you're not really iterating, you're just coming up with a whole new concept. And as simple as it might be, I would simply go back here to my ad account. If I just made a new DCT as an example from this iterative process, I would create a new ad set. Then I would simply name it with whatever next name that I have right here. So let's say DCT 019. And then I could also write a note on the right hand side that's as an example, like this is an iteration of DCT 004 as an example. And then from there, that's about it. Like I just make sure that I keep note which are iterations, which are ideations, and then I'll know from there how many unique concepts have worked in my account, how many iterative concepts have worked in my account, and then I can keep track of, am I just tapping into iterations all the time at this point, or am I actually finding new like ideas, new basically ideations, instead of just doing iteration or imitation. So I hope you were able to find some value in my kind of thinking process of going through iterating on an ad account. I go a little bit more in depth or add more value, especially as to how we use AI to do some of that research for us before we even get to the manual part. In our free school community listed down below, we have an entire mini course completely free for any of our school members, which again, you can join in the first link down below. And with that being said, if you ever want to work with our team at paidadvertising.com on a done for you basis, so we run your ads, or that we build you an entire in-house marketing team and department systems, etc., then once again, check out the description down below and let's speak together. On that note, have an amazing day. Check out other videos on the channel for some more useful e-commerce marketing tips, and I'll see you guys in the next video.